taking the field here at the rate, getting set to make his big league debut after this lengthy rain delay.
And I think the fans are both excited to see him and excited to see baseball start again. The skies have cleared somewhat. There is no rain, and it didn't take Roger and his crew long to get this field playable. 14th major league debut this season. That's the most in the major leagues.
You can understand there's got to be a lot of excitement, a lot of energy pumping through his chest right now. 5th overall pick by the White Sox in 2024 after he was just absolutely dominant his junior year at Arkansas. SEC Pitcher of the Year, won numerous National Pitcher of the Year awards. He was clearly the best pitcher in college coming out that year.
And that's what the Sox felt. They felt if you can get a young left-hander with the size, the ability that Hagen Smith had, well, they took him in front of Jack Caglione, who's playing pretty well for Kansas City. Had a big night last night, but down the road, Sox feel they got a good one in Smith.
First big league pitch from Hagen Smith, and he fires in a strike.
We'll take a look at the minor leagues. He had 14 starts, 20 appearances, the ERA a tick over 4.
So the official time of the delay, 2 hours and 23 minutes. It was Davis Martin getting the start. He threw the first inning, gave up 2 runs. And now Hagen Smith comes in to start this second here against Rocchio. First big league strikeout for Hagen Smith. What a start to his career.
This one up and out of the zone. And a lot of life on it upstairs. Rocchio from the right side, and he's a switch hitter, down on strikes.
Smith spent his first full pro season in 2025 with Double-A Birmingham. Had success, was promoted to start this year to Triple-A Charlotte, but had left shoulder impingement issues that shut him down for a while. When he came back in July, the White Sox decided to move him from a starter to the bullpen, and that fast-tracked him here to the big league squad.
I think one of the reasons why they decided to move McDougal and Smith into the bullpen was the ability to control innings, because they both had a nice year this year, and they want to make sure they don't overuse them.
Fastball catches the corner. Strike 1 to Patrick Bailey. As he misses down, ball 4. Well, the numbers as a starter versus a reliever drastically different. He has been really good. 6 relief performances, an ERA under 1.5.
Maybe he has found a home in the pen, but I believe when all is said and done, he'll be in that starting rotation.
Angel Hinao has had an incredible start to his big league career. But his first big league home run last night in the 7th off Jordan Hicks. And in his first 4 big league games, he is 7 for 16.
Just another of the Cleveland switch hitters, and they seem to have a bunch in their lineup each and every year.
0-2. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Hagen Smith.
Well, Hagen's probably thinking right now, geez, they swing at pitches up here that are out of the zone also, just like they do down there.
This is why the White Sox selected him so high. He left Arkansas as the all-time career strikeout leader with 360 in college.
This should be an interesting at bat because Quan very rarely strikes out. And the first 2 outs in the career of Hagen Smith have both been strikeouts.
Ooh, that one looked like it was a pretty good pitch, not called. Let's take a look.
It had a good piece of the plate. Edgar decides not to challenge that one.
2-0 the count here to Kwan. What makes Hagen Smith so tough, especially on lefties, kind of short arms the ball and then has that funky sidearm 3/4 delivery that he comes at you with.
Well, also, these guys are getting their first look at him. That one went back into one of the TV booths.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Darren Jackson again?
DJ, that is like the 3rd in the last week. He stays ready. Oh, man.
We'll take another look.
Wow.
How about that, huh? Len's getting further over in the corner as DJ comes out. I got you. I'll protect you.
Oh, and now we got another great catch. This one in the upper deck barehanded. Everyone came to play here after this rain delay. Three-two to Kwan. And the slider lands. 3 strikeouts in the first big league inning for Hagen Smith.
He got him looking. There's one strikeout. There's one out of the zone for another strikeout. And there's one looking just to balance it out.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Chicago Southland, where the action never stops. Play the hottest table games, enjoy the newest slots, and celebrate big jackpots. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner.
Tim Herron comes on to pitch. He's on for the 48th time. He's been a busy man. His ERA 3.82. Strikeout percentage is pretty decent.
There's a tapper to short. It is Rocchio. He makes the play as Edgar Caro is retired as we start this home half of the 2nd inning. When this game started at 1:10 local time, we weren't sure when the rain was going to come, so both starters able to pitch an inning, and then the skies just opened up. A 2-hour and 23-minute rain delay.
And here is the difference. The left-hander going to the mound for the Guardians. They started a left-hander. And the Sox started a right-hander, and the left-hander goes to the mound, which is against that starting lineup that Stephen Vogt put out there. However, they got so many switch hitters that for the most part doesn't matter all that much.
One on the count here to Sam Antonacci.
Aaron's command hasn't been 100% where it should be most of this time. So if you are patient, he's going to fall behind and probably walk a guy or two.
Ooh.
Maybe hit one also.
Antonacci continues to rack up the hit by pitches this season.
If you're going to get hit, though, this isn't a bad spot. Although it catches a little bit of the belt. Probably wouldn't mind getting hit a little lower than that, however. See, I'm no stranger to being plunked.
21 times already this season, 2nd most in Major League Baseball. Bottom of the order, Luis Angel Acuna. last 7 games, Acuna is hitting .300 at the plate. We're starting to see him get more and more playing time with the White Sox, showing he has ability at shortstop.
Well, he's also hitting the ball a lot harder. As you get more play, you're going to have better rhythm at bat and in the field.
Also with Chase Mydroth getting a rest day today. Antonacci getting one of the few starts at second base. Did he go? He did not. Corey Blazer on the call at first.
There's Chase, who's having a pretty good run at things. He would be available to pinch hit later in the game if need be.
How about the amount of people that are still in the house here at Rate Field? This sky got dark. It was coming down. It was pouring, but a big amount of the crowd here still in the building.
I would say most of the folks stayed around. But the question is here, if you will, do you run with Antonacci? Has he seen the move of Herron well enough so he can get a decent lead and a good takeoff? It's a very good lead at first base.
Pops this one up and slicing out of play.
Sam is 14 out of 20 in stolen bases, so he's right at 70%. For a young base stealer, that's pretty good. He's gotten better as the year has moved along. He will get better reading the keys of pitchers. For left-handers, it's deception.
There he goes. Throw down to second. Hey, strike him out, throw him out. And that's how we end this second inning.
This copyrighted telecast.
With the win last night, the White Sox lead the season series 5-4 over the Guardians. Each and every one of these games, it seems like, have been close. 6 games decided by just 1 run, as this is the last time the White Sox will face the Guardians here in Chicago this season.
And only 1 run differential between these two teams, so they've played them pretty much all tough and tight. And this one should be no exception.
Bouncer up the middle. It is Acuna. And he will make the play to start this 3rd inning. Let's go to Brooke for some news and notes.
Guys, Kyle Schwarber continues to mash. He hit 2 homers to tie the major league lead with 35 on this season. The Rays became the first American League team to reach 70 wins, and they now lead the AL East by 4.5 games. And Jacob Mizorowski keeps piling up strikeouts, guys. He becomes the 2nd fastest pitcher in Major League Baseball history to reach 200 strikeouts in a season.
Pretty amazing, but we saw him opening day. When you see that stuff, you can understand where he would eclipse the 200 strikeout mark relatively early.
Ooh. Nasty cutter diving in on the hands.
Well out of the zone, and Ramirez can't check it out.
About 3 strikeouts in the first big league inning for Hagen Smith in the 2nd.
Pretty impressive, something that he'll never forget.
Hagen Smith, as well as Tanner McDougal, called up the other day because this bullpen has been so depleted for the White Sox, especially that final game in the series in Boston, going 13 innings.
I think we'll probably have a good chance of seeing both. I mean, we're seeing Hagen here, and no telling how long he's going to be in this one. Reason being that he was a starter most of the year, and then they moved both McDougal and Smith into the bullpen so they could manage their innings a bit better. See how far they can go today.
Top of the third. This half inning is brought to you by Hyundai. Slider missing, so the second walk given up from Smith. There's a lot of excitement with the stuff from Hagen. You can see he is missing a lot of barrels. He can get a strikeout, but also he's been working on still trying to control his arsenal.
Well, he's going to find out up here that you're not going to be able to get away with as many walks as he was walking in the minor leagues. And the stuff is there. There's no doubt about it. He doesn't have that big, overwhelming fastball, but it's anywhere from probably 93 to 96.
He had a good sophomore season at Arkansas and then really jumped up the draft board. One of his early starts his junior year. Tied a program record at Arkansas with 17 strikeouts against Oregon State in just 78 pitches.
Didn't throw many balls that day.
This one has popped up. Edgar Caro gets rid of the mask. As Lowe is retired for out number 2. Joe Adell, the lone strikeout victim for Davis Martin in the first inning.
Adell came over from the Angels, where he was their #1 prospect for a long time before finally making it to the major leagues. He usually squares up left-handers pretty well, but right-handers mystify him at times.
Ooh, that one hit him?
Hit the bat.
Okay. We see Hagen Smith has no issue coming inside.
Let's see. No, he did. He swung at that.
Yeah, he offered at it.
Yeah.
He hit him, but he offered at it, so it is a strike.
That's the first change we saw, and it's a pretty good change. He just missed low and away, but the motion was good and the movement was good.
Look at that fastball just exploding out of the hand. Strike 2.
That time Edgar wanted it inside. Hagen got it outside, but it was very effective.
2-2 pitch. How about that note? So he's got 3 strikeouts and now his 3rd walk of the outing.
So Caro going out there to have a word with him, try to settle him down somewhat. This should be an interesting at bat because Bazana hasn't been playing against all the left-handers. He was a 1-1 first pick in the country for the Guardians. He does hit right-handers very well.
He was that first overall pick in 2024. Part of that Oregon State team where Hagen Smith just destroyed with that 17 strikeouts. That's when people realized how legit he is. As we take a look at that 2024 draft, the top 6 picks. Already those guys making an impact here at this level.
How about Nick Kurtz and how good he's been for the A's?
So Hagen Smith, the last of the top 6 to make his debut. And he falls behind Bazana 2-0. And he will lose him on 4 straight pitches. And he will walk the bases loaded.
Zach Bove comes out to have a word. Sean Newcomb throwing into pen. See how long Alex Tosi gives for this conference on the mound. He's walking out there slowly.
See the splits in his 40 pitches, 20 balls, 20 strikes. As Hagen Smith, just 22 years old, refocusing on the mound. This was the first batter he faced, Brian Rocchio. Got him to strike out in the 2nd inning.
Threw a high fastball that was up and out of the zone, but he expanded his zone and went down on strikes.
Of the 9 batters that Smith has faced, the Guardians have only put 2 balls in play. But 3 walks here in this 3rd, loading the bases. A lot of arm side misses from Hagen Smith trying to locate that outside corner.
The cutter hasn't been his friend today to this point. Here's some life on the fastball.
Did a nice job locating that fastball in the outer 3rd. And the crowd trying to encourage the rookie, making his big league debut to get out of this bases loaded jam.
Maybe another face-high fastball ends this inning.
2-2.
Throws a breaking ball, and Rocchio expands his zone, but fouls it off to keep the at-bat alive.
See that debut patch on his left shoulder. 2-2. Popped up, Murakami chasing, but this one out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes. Good stop by Edgar, and the count's now full. So a 3-ball count to now the 6th batter.
Nice stop by Edgar.
3-2. This one is hit hard, but at Vargas as Hagen Smith gets out of the bases loaded jam here in the 3rd.
Follow our White Sox at ChicagoSportsNetwork.com, presented by Nationwide Insurance Agent Jeff Vukovich. Get to enjoy knowing the Vuk as much as you do the jingle at JeffVuk.com, because Nationwide is on your side.
Hagen Smith getting some handshakes in the dugout, which usually indicates that his day is done. Nice job getting out of that jam.
The dugout for the Sox are pointing to right center field. There's a baseball out on the track that they certainly want to get that off. Somebody runs over in that direction. You're looking at an injury waiting to happen. DeLauder does the honors.
Brenton Doyle, top of the order for the White Sox. He singled and scored the only run of the game. We saw the speed from Doyle as he was able to steal second to get into scoring position. Fourth season in Major League Baseball. He's played at least 126 games every season for him, but been banged up with injuries this year. As he slashes this one down the line in right field, it's a fair ball. Doyle using the burners. He's looking for three. Here comes the throw to the bag. And they got him.
That was a great relay throw. I don't blame Doyle, and they're going to take a look to see if he is indeed out. The throw was just outstanding.
And we're going to have a challenge from Will Venable.
Let's hope the hand got in before the tag. It was DeLauder to Henao and then to Ramirez.
The call on the field is out at third base. Chicago is challenging.
This is a Northwestern Medicine Manager's Challenge. We're taking a second look at the play. It's always a good idea to get a second opinion. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Now, we got a face full of mitt. The question is the left hand on the bag before he gets one in the chops?
All right, here's a really good angle. That hand, ooh, I don't know.
And the question will be, I mean, the call is out on the field, so the question will be definitive proof on that play. The throw is perfect. This is just an outstanding effort on two relay throws.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner is out. Chicago will lose their challenge for the remainder of the game.
It'll go 9-4-5, and this throw by Henao is just outstanding. One hop right on the bag and a face full of mitt ends the play.
Munetaka Murakami, his second at bat today. With his RBI double in the first, he now has a career high 25 game on base streak. And it's time for Fresh Stats, brought to you by Old Spice. We take a look at Murakami and what he has done over the course of this now 25 game on base streak. As it comes up empty there, strike two.
I like the 17 walks because he is patient. You don't throw him a strike. Normally he's not going to swing.
Did he go? Yes, he did. That was Andy Fletcher on the call at third.
Good hard slider away, and I think Andy was probably right. that apparently is going to be it. Herron's going to depart. As the Guardians go to the pen. And will go walking out, as does Herron.
Well, this is all.
This call to the pen is brought to you by Lexus of Merrillville. And it's Craig Yoho, who spent some time with Milwaukee before coming over here to the Guardians. On for the 19th time. His ERA a touch under 4. He inherits nobody on base. He does have a very good straight change. I mean, that's the pitch that will make or break him.
Miguel Vargas doubled in the first inning off the starter Joey Cantillo. And the next home run from Vargas, that will make 3 White Sox players with 25 home runs on the season. It joined Murakami and Colson Montgomery.
Stephen Vogt didn't want him to get it quite this early because that's why he took Herron out, put Yoho in. Wanted him to face a right-hander if he was going to have something happen, and I would think he'd get the 3-0 green light.
See what Vargas does. And the cutter missing, a 4-pitch walk. The White Sox walk is presented by IDOT. Motorcycles are smaller and easier to miss. Look twice, save a life. It's not a game. The last White Sox trio to have 25 or more home runs go back to 2019. Jose Abreu, Eloy Jimenez, and Yoan Moncada.
There is that good change we told you about. That's the thing that has allowed Yoho to spend some time in the major leagues. This is his 4th game with the Guardians since coming over. He turns it over, so he gets some movement into the right-handers as well as down.
Randall Grichuk 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Ooh, hello.
There was an emergency hack by Randall. He thought it was too close to take. He kept it out of Bailey's glove.
One ball, 2 strikes. And that one gets away from Bailey, so Vargas will take second.
I think that's probably going to be a wild pitch. And it is a wild pitch. That's a cutter that he just drags across the zone. Bailey got most of his glove on it, but not quite enough.
Runner in scoring position with 2 outs. And that one's a fair ball down the left field line. Vargas, he will score easily as Grichuk trots into second, an RBI double, and we are tied at 2 here in the 3rd inning.
One too many straight changes, and Randall is out in front of this. This one stays up and out over the plate a little bit more than Yoho would have liked. And he drills it down the line. So for the Sox in the early going, that's 4 doubles. Making Elgin Hyundai just ecstatic.
Grichuk has been swinging a hot bat since he made the swing adjustment in Boston. Moving those hands further back. And he had to keep them back on that changeup that he just ripped down the line. Braden Montgomery couldn't hold that one. 1-1 the count. Struck out looking in the first inning.
Newcomb still throwing in the pen would lead you to believe that either he's coming in to face Bailey or Higgins Smith is going to be on for one more hitter.
Another changeup that Montgomery could not hold up on. Strike 2. Grichuk takes his lead at second. And Montgomery sprays this one down the line, but foul. He is trying his best to keep that front side closed on these changeups.
Well, you can move out with your front leg. It's when you move your hands that you're defeated in a particular at bat.
Colson Montgomery waiting on deck. 3-2. Inside, ball 4.
Nice at bat. As Braden takes a look at a couple of close pitches, that's going to bring Carl Willis out from the dugout.
So a couple of walks given up by Yoho. The first one did come around to score. That was Vargas. All right, it is time for the lines to watch, presented by Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be. We take a look at the odds for White Sox hitters to hit a home run today. Steve, who is your pick?
Okay, I'll go with Colson. I'm thinking that's a conversation that Willis just had. He's probably telling him about throwing some fastballs. If you're going to throw one, try to keep them up. However, he's been missing upstairs.
Starting with the fastball in the outside corner, strike 1. Montgomery struck out swinging on that high fastball in the first. So they go outside, inside. Count is even here at 1-1.
Usually at this point, from a guy who lives and dies with that straight change, that's what you'll see.
Colson Montgomery, back it goes! Get out! A 3-run shot as Colson Montgomery gives the Sox the first lead of the day. His 26th home run of the season, and we've got some magic here at the rate.
Yoho tries to get away with a fastball, but this one is belt high on the inner portion. We'll take another look. There's a fastball out over the plate in our Lexus Experience Amazing home run replay. A line drive rocket. The only question is, would it hook? The answer was no. It was out of the yard.
Steve, that ball was smoked almost 111 miles per hour off the bat. White Sox taking their walks. Putting up 4 runs here in this third inning.
Not only walks, but extra base hits. Sox have 6 hits and 5 have been for extra bases.
3-0 the count to Edgar Caro as he's taking all the way, and ball 4. 3rd walk this inning. Well, you look into that Guardians bullpen and you see no activity.
And again, it bears repetition. Both of these teams have tomorrow off, and so whatever you use out of the pen will have a chance to regroup before picking up baseball again on Tuesday.
Sam Antonacci hit by a pitch his last time up as Edgar Caro back safely. 21 times he has been hit by a pitch this season. And Yoho cannot find the strike zone. Just catching a piece. The first strike he has thrown since giving up that home run.
And one did catch a piece.
Still got some of the residual smoke from the fireworks set off by Colson Montgomery's blast. (3-1). Another walk. Number 4 here in this third. And that will now get some activity in the Guardians bullpen.
Colin Holderman. It was in the game last night, fairly briefly.
Patrick Bailey sent out there to buy some time.
Get a little time and get some pitches for Holderman.
Ninth Sox batter to come to the plate here in this third inning is Luis Angel Acuna. These aren't even close.
That one missed by plenty, and that is his best pitch.
Chopper short as Rocchio the flip to second, and will end this frame. Randall Grichuk got it started, ripping a double down the line. And then Colson Montgomery giving the Sox their first lead of the game. He said,
"This isn't a light duck."
Welcome back. Top of the fourth we go. White Sox with a 5-2 lead over the Guardians. This half inning is brought to you by Toyota. New pitcher on the mound here for the White Sox.
Sean Newcomb comes into the ball game. On for the 43rd time, his ERA a fine 2.76. He's got the Sox first lead of the game.
Right, so 2 innings of work for Hagen Smith in his big league debut. What did you think about his stuff?
Well, I thought he probably was a little nervous, which the 3 walks would indicate. The stuff was certainly good enough. I think when he gets a chance to get out there a little bit more, the changeup might factor in a bit more than it did today, but I think he's got to be happy with 2 scoreless. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, but nary a hit. At least he knows he has that first appearance under his belt. Now he can pretty much go from there.
Hagen Smith becomes the organization's 13th straight first-round pick to make debut for the White Sox. This one fouled back above our head. Noah Schultz made his debut. And Jacob Gonzalez also made his debut this season. Noah Schultz, first-round pick in 22. Jacob Gonzalez, first-round pick in 23.
It is pretty amazing because, look, it's always hit and miss in that first round, whether it's high or low in the first round. But the fact is that if you get drafted by the Sox in the first round, odds are overwhelming you're coming to the major leagues in that uniform that Hagen is wearing.
It's something that those prospects look at, right? Because they want to know that the organization that drafts them will believe in them and be able to get them to the big leagues. As Newcomb will lose Bailey, a walk to start this fourth inning. Angel Henao struck out in the second inning. Swings at the first one here. Montgomery making a good break on it. Top of the order for the Guardians is Stephen Kwan, who is 1 for 2 so far today. Kwan with that single also has a 25-game on-base streak. It ties his career high, and it matches Murakami for the longest active in the bigs going. Kwan has been on fire since June 28th. Coming into play today, his last 33 games, hitting .386. And has raised his season average from 209 to 263.
And he's a Gold Glove left fielder who is playing a whole lot of center these days. That's where he's playing today.
There you see it, the updated numbers. Murakami and Kwan, longest active on base streaks. That went over the head of Antonacci into right field. So a walk and now a single. A couple runners on with one out in this fourth inning. What always feels different coming to the ballpark on Sundays when Nancy Faust is behind the organ.
Something that she's done for a long time.
Tell you what, that was a long rain delay, and she did not stop. She was playing and keeping this crowd locked in. She is so special. Anytime you get a chance to spend some time with her, her energy is just infectious. She has this huge smile. She loves being around the ballpark and to bring joy to everybody with her music. Nancy, you are the best. Keep it going. Oh-2 to Chase DeLauder, and he goes down swinging on the breaking ball.
Back-to-back sweepers, the second of which ends the at-bat. It stayed a strike long enough, and DeLauder goes down on strikes.
Against the White Sox, Jose Ramirez leads all active players in home runs, runs batted in, runs, and is second in hits only to Kansas City's Salvador Perez. He's got 23 home runs here at Rate Field, second most all time for an opposing hitter.
Big question is, how healed is that hamate? Because he had surgery on it, it's still black and blue, but he realizes his team needs him and he's back in the lineup every day.
He understands how critical this point of the season is with this race in the AL Central, and he's posting for his guys.
But he's been through it just about each and every year with the Guardians. I mean, they've had a great run at it. They either get there into the postseason or they get very close. They're very rarely out of it. And the one thing Stephen Vogt knows, aside from the surgery on his hand, which you can't avoid in this game, but all things being equal, Ramirez is going to be in that starting lineup.
How important is that for younger guys when you see the superstar playing through something like he's playing through right now?
Yeah, I think it's very important that the guy on your team for the Sox, it's Mune, goes out there every day and he is absolutely ready to play each and every day, wants to play every day, and works as hard as he possibly can. When one of the great stars of your team does that, it filters down through everybody else. And Ramirez is their guy.
Suddenly when you wake up and you feel a little uncomfortable and you see your star playing through what he's playing through, what you're going through doesn't seem that bad. 3-2. Lifted in the air to right field as Braden Montgomery settling underneath and makes the catch. Nancy Faust, take us to break.
Well, this is all.
There's a look at Cullen Holdren on for the 46th time. ERA at 2.22. One of the things Stephen Vogt is not shy about is going to that bullpen. He uses them quite a bit, and he's forced to today because of Mother Nature.
Top of the order, Brenton Doyle. Hits this one hard to right field as DeLauder moving to his left with the grab. One away. Let's check in with Brooke.
Guys, we saw Mune's ability to handle velocity on display last night when he took a 100-mile-per-hour pitch the other way for a homer. It's better watching it the second time around. One of the biggest questions coming into this season was whether he could handle major league velocity, and instead he's done much more than just adjust. Against pitches 97 miles per hour or harder, Mune leads all of baseball ahead of Kevin McGonigal, Otto Lopez, and Yordan Alvarez. Just one of the many adjustments he has made here in the big leagues, guys.
I think it's safe to say that he has silenced the critics.
Well, there's a couple of things that come into play. Number one, he has 2 MVPs over in Japan. They don't give those away. Number two, he had 56 home runs one year. And so when you're able to do that, you're probably able to adjust quite a bit. And he has adjusted very well in his brief stint in the major leagues.
Chopper back to Holderman as he's able to glove and make the throw out number 2. Bottom of the fourth, this half inning is brought to you by Davis Law Firm. Miguel Vargas has been on base twice, a double, and he walked and scored in the 3rd inning when the White Sox put up 4 runs, taking the lead. Vargas didn't love that call, but deciding not to challenge.
Both teams still have both of their challenges.
This one off the end of the bat as DeLauder will get there to end this 4th inning. Well, we've seen the debut of Hagen Smith. He was outstanding, striking out 3 in his first inning of work. And then left it up to the bats. Colson Montgomery goes bang. And the White Sox a 5-2 lead after 4.
And you're watching White Sox baseball.
Top of the 5th, this half inning is brought to you by St. Xavier University. It's never fun waiting out a rain delay, but it is so much cooler now here in Chicago, much more pleasant at the ballpark.
There's no doubt about that.
Sean Newcomb stays on the mound as he deals to 4, 5, 6 in this lineup.
Well, I'll give you some good news, bad news.
Okay, what you got?
Bad news is there is some rain in the offing.
Ooh.
The good news is it doesn't get here till 11 o'clock tonight. So if we can get this one in by then, we should be in good shape.
If we're still here at 11 when the rain impacts this, it's all you.
Yeah, that would not be great. Good high fastball. And a good way to start the 5th. He set him up with the sweeper, and he wiped him out with 94 up and on the inside corner, and that's going to be it. Sean Newcomb, who worked yesterday, did a pretty good job here today. He will give way in this one and leave with a 3-run lead. So as Newcomb walks out, we're going to step out, and we'll be back.
Dr. Evil.
There's a look at Huáscar Brazoban on for the 49th time. The ERA at 2.62. He came over from the New York Mets. This is his second appearance for the Sox, and you can never have too many pensmen.
Especially a guy like this when his power changeup is at 90 miles per hour. He has got electric stuff.
Sox did get him at a very good time because this is the best stretch of his season. He has a 1.38 ERA over the last 12 games.
He told us in Boston how excited he is to be joining this team that is in playoff contention, coming over from the Mets that are clearly not in that picture right now. That's a best case scenario when you're a player, right? A team down the stretch wants you and sees the stuff that you bring can get them to the finish line.
Well, there is no doubt that there's a certain amount of adrenaline that fills your system when you go to a contender, leaving a team that is going to finish well up the track, as the Mets are.
We had Chris Getz with us, general manager for the White Sox, in the booth on Friday. And it was just kind of an interesting trade deadline because there weren't as many sellers as people anticipated. So many teams that are bunched closely, still in contention for even a wild card spot.
But when that happens, when you have a lot of buyers, all of a sudden the price from the sellers goes way up.
Zana pops this one up into shallow left field. As Grichuk with the grab. The White Sox with a 5-2 lead. We go to the bottom of the 5th in this finale against the Guardians.
The Jimenez.
Today's/tonight's game is brought to you by Marquette Bank. Marquette Bank is Chicagoland's trusted neighborhood bank and home lender. So level up your banking at Marquette Bank with emarquettebank.com. Marquette Bank, love where you bank.
Some out-of-town scores, some games in the books already. The Brewers with a 4-3 win over the Twins. That one in Milwaukee in 10.
Well, I figured with Mizorowski starting that, I thought the Brewers would be in pretty good shape. However, It took him through 10 innings to finally win that one, and the Twins knocking at the door, not that far behind.
Tigers and Giants, they are knotted up at 1. That game is in the top of the night in San Francisco.
Go Giants. Big Giant fan.
Also, how about the A's? They ended their lengthy losing streak with a win yesterday against the Red Sox, and they come back today and win that series, a 4-3 win in Boston.
Especially as hot as the Red Sox were.
Grichuk coming up empty on that breaking ball. 1 down to start this bottom of the 5th. It's time now for a message from Ankin Law.
I'm with Chicago shortstop Colson Montgomery. You're on his team first.
Yeah, I've always worked hard for the team rather than myself.
I get it. If you've been injured, my team is here to help. Call 312-6-million. Injury law made personal. That's Ankin Law.
With the way the Red Sox were playing in that series in Boston, I wasn't sure anybody was going to be able to beat them. They came up with play after play, big hit when they needed it.
Well, there's a saying in baseball that you're never quite as good as you look when you're going well, and you're never near as bad as you look when you're going poorly. And that really holds on for just about every team. When you're struggling, it looks like you'll never win again. Then conversely, you have a run like the Red Sox had, where it appeared that never going to lose again. But somewhere in the middle is where the team is going to be. And for the Red Sox, I mean, they played their way back into contention, stopped from being sellers to being buyers.
They were 14 games under 500 before they went on that epic run. And now the White Sox with that win last night, 60 wins on the season. That matches the win total from all of last year.
There's a look at Eric Sabrowski getting ready to go.
I don't think we even need to mention the win total from 2024.
There was very few.
.97, that one past Braden Montgomery and out number 2.
The memorable moment presented by Prevagen. And Colson Montgomery gets a fastball that's belt high out over the plate and takes it out. A 3-run homer. His 26th of the year. He's now driven in 68 runs.
I'm getting all types of people hitting me up saying, you got to tell Steve he's got to pick Colson Montgomery more to go deep. As soon as you picked him, whack.
And there he goes. I mean, I figure somewhere along the line they were going to get a nice fastball right in a place where he would like it. Colson got hit with that. And if you're going to get hit, that's a really good place. Let it just touch the inside part of your pants. You're okay. That doesn't get much of him. I think he's going to be fine after that.
This half inning is brought to you by Prevagen. With the injury to Kyle Teal and now the broken hand of Joey Bart, the catching position is very much up for grabs. We talked to a lot of people at the White Sox. They are really pleased with the improvements that Edgar Caro has made this season. Just the way he prepares for his pitchers, the way he's taken care of his body better this year. And it seems like in the big moments, he is always ready. 2 walk-offs this season for the White Sox.
never really know how many opportunities you're going to have. Many of the times those opportunities are provided by injuries to other players. When you do get the opportunity, you've got to make the most of it. You really have no idea how many opportunities there are for you. But with the youth of Edgar, and he's still very young, you have to figure there's a long way to go in his career. One way or the other, I believe that Holderman is coming out after this. It'll be Sabrowski against Antonacci.
There's the payoff to Caro. Official attendance today, 31,263. Many of them still here after the rain delay. As that fastball missing up, ball 4.
And here comes Stephen Vogt. Sabrowski in, Holderman out. So as he takes the walk off, we will also, and we'll be back.
Let's go.
Welcome back. Sam Antonacci has been one of the White Sox most productive hitters against right-handed pitching, but lefties have been a tougher matchup. He told me he's been getting jammed at times against them. So to adjust, he's spent about the last month or so using a torpedo bat in those matchups just to keep his swing more compact and better handling velocity inside. You know, with fewer game reps against lefties recently, he's also been using the machine just to stay sharp and continuing to work through those adjustments. But Steve, you know this, you can practice all you want, but getting these live at-bats in games are huge just to get better in those spots.
Well, I think eventually Sam's going to get a requisite amount of at-bats. I don't think he's going to be a platoon player. I think he's just learning how to deal with some of the better lefties in this league. Not getting that much of the opportunity, but getting an opportunity here. And there is a look at Eric Sabrowski on for the 43rd time. His ERA of 3.69. Walk rate at almost 16%. That's way too high for a Pensman.
On one, Antonacci. Remember when the torpedo bat stormed onto the scene last year?
I do, yeah.
It was the hot new item. Everyone wanted to get their hands on it. A lot of guys tried it. Some guys, it stuck around for them.
Now Sam should be looking fastball. You get anything else, you try to take it. Base hit, scores a run, most likely.
Up and out of the zone. Ball 4. Bases are now loaded.
See, Brooke, what that torpedo bat does? Allows you to take walks.
Well, the White Sox have a chance to break this game open. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. The big inning came in the 3rd when the White Sox scored all 4 of their runs with 2 outs. Another one fouled away by Acuna, and he's in the hole 0-2.
See, he's telling her, I told you it would pay off staying through the rain. We get a ball.
Popped up. And calling for it is Hinao as he makes the grab to end this bases loaded threat.
My name is James Nash. I play middle infield for Chicago White Sox, age 13. My favorite current White Sox player is Colson Montgomery. My best sport that isn't baseball is golf. My earliest baseball memory had to be when my dad leaned over a tall gate to give me a kiss on the cheek. The best advice I've ever received is from my dad to just be me and let God do the magic.
How about James? Wise beyond his years, says let it do the rest.
That's pretty good advice.
Maybe I can ask him to come out to our golf outing tomorrow. We have our charity outing on the off day where we hit the links. James, if you're good, man, we might need you out there.
Tell him to bring some water wings. I think you're going to get a little rain tomorrow.
Okay.
But that just softens the greens. I mean, much easier to spin them and then bring them back like 10 feet. Have a 2-footer for a birdie. Easy.
And the air to center field as Doyle backing up. See, that's what your ball does. My ball just hits the green and just keeps going and rolling and just now I'm searching for all my balls. What's up, everybody? Welcome back inside the booth alongside Steve Stone, John Triffin. Huge series coming back at home. This ends this 13-game stretch against playoff teams. White Sox so far getting it done in this one against the Guardians.
Well, there's no doubt that after that first game loss, you started to wonder exactly where the Sox team was going. We knew how many players they acquired. We also knew how many players the Guardians acquired. And when you do that, your team takes on a different dimension. So right now we've seen the Sox come battling back. Still a long way to go in this one. But you take 2 of 3 here and you're in pretty good shape with Cincinnati coming to town after the off day tomorrow.
Sinker missing outside. 3 balls and a strike to Patrick Bailey.
And nobody wants to throw him strikes today.
And right at Murakami, who gloves it for out number 2. Top of the 6th. This half inning is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai. It's been amazing, this run the White Sox are on. First place here in the AL Central since July 4th. And they're trying to bring it all the way home and take it to the wire and win this division. Kind of get the feeling like it's going to come down to those final few weeks, and that series in Cleveland mid-September is certainly going to play into this one.
Well, you have a lot of the same division in September. Minnesota for 3, that's here. Cleveland for 3, that's there. Detroit for 4, that's here. Kansas City for 3, that's there. And the season ends with Colorado here for a 3-game series.
Just the way that everyone's been so tightly bunched, it just feels like it's going to come down to those final few weeks of the season. As this one is lifted in the air to right center field, and Doyle with the grab. Razabon retires the 5 that he faces as the fans stick it out the rain delay. Loving this one so far. White Sox with a 5-2 lead.
I'm a delivery.
The Family Fan Cam is brought to you by Malman Law. If you've been injured in an auto accident, they fight like family for you. Plenty of kids still at the ballpark on this Kids Day Sunday. With Brooke Fletcher on the field, Steve Stone, I'm John Triffin. Thanks for sticking out the rain delay with us. Brett Doyle lifts this one to right as DeLauder backing up just shy of the track. That's how we start this bottom half of the 6th inning. Murakami drove in the first run of the game for the White Sox with a double in the first inning. He hit it over 113 miles per hour, the third hardest hit ball of his career.
Eddie Fletcher says no, and that was a good call. He did not. He was trying to get out of the way of it. Ryan Hudson loosening in the pen. Hunter Gaddis loosening in the Cleveland pen.
White Sox office has had to make a lot of moves due to the bullpen being taxed here over this last week and a half or so. And everyone can use the day off on the horizon tomorrow. Inside, ball 4 to Murakami.
Guardian bullpen up and throwing. And it is a right-hander, but for the moment they'll go lefty-righty with Miguel Vargas.
Vargas has been on base twice today.
I don't believe Gaddis had a whole lot of time to loosen up before this, so they're going to go against Vargas with the lefty and probably Grichuk, probably Gaddis, you would assume.
To Vargas. Does he get the green light here?
I would think so. You already have a 3-run lead, and you might catch a left-hander struggling with his command, trying to take something off to get it over.
A 4-pitch walk. Back-to-back walks for the Sox.
And I believe Stephen Vogt is going to come out, and Hunter Gaddis will come in. There is a look at the very big right-hander, Hunter Gaddis. He comes loping in from the bullpen and will go loping out from the booth.
Save on
The Chicago White Sox and GovX are proud to honor our hero of the game. Today we pay tribute to First Sergeant Brandon Briat of the United States Army.
All right, that was our GovX hero of the game, and Benintendi has grabbed a bat. He will be the pinch hitter for Randall Grichuk. Attacks the first one, pops it up into shallow center field as Kwan calls for it and will make the catch. Second out here in this 6th inning.
There's a look at Hunter Gaddis off of the 46th time. His ERA a tick above 3.5.
Couple of walks in this inning. The White Sox have now tied their season high with 8 walks on the game. That almost took off the foot of Braden Montgomery.
I think if you talk to Will Venable or Stephen Vogt before the game and you ask them what they really wanted out of this game, neither would say, I want my starter to go 1 inning and then I want to fill the rest of the game with pensmen. I want them coming from all directions.
Pensmen who are having trouble locating the strike zone.
But that's exactly what's happened today. That's why it's a wonderfully unpredictable game. And that goes as a wild pitch from Gaddis. It's a change. Turns it over. And Bailey on the backhand. Sees it almost hit a dove. Ooh, that didn't feel too good.
Braden Montgomery trying to walk off that one that he fouled off himself.
I was fortunate in all the times that I did hit. Oof, I could never foul it off my foot because my hands were so slow. That it took me to a batting cage long after I'd retired. I took a swing at one about 60 miles an hour, hit it right off my foot, and I went, that's how that feels. That's not good.
So that's what I did to all those guys all those years.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good at all.
Sox looking for a 2-out rally to stretch this lead. As Montgomery will use his time in the box.
Never seems like much, but when you can add on runs, when you get past the halfway mark of a game, that usually means you're in very good shape on that given day.
Especially since the bullpen has done such a nice job only allowing the Guardians to get 1 hit since that first inning. Three-2. Swing and a miss on the slider to end this 6th inning.
The key to being rich, it's knowing what counts.
White Sox fans, never miss a moment of 162 on Chicago Sports Network. Stream the Sox plus pre- and post-game coverage across all your favorite devices. Download the CHSN app or get started at subscribe.chsn.com. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead.
White Sox go to the bullpen again. A new pitcher on the mound.
Ryan Hudson on for the 51st time. ERA at 2.77. And boy, has he been good out of the bullpen this year.
So a new left fielder for the White Sox as Tristan Peters will enter the game defensively after Benintendi pinch hit for Randall Grichuk. A lot of speed in the outfield right now with Peters in left, Doyle in center, and Braden Montgomery in right.
Yeah, I think this is probably the best defensive outfield the Sox can put out there. And when you're trying to hold a lead late, this is what you want.
Quan is 2 for 3 today, both singles. Now has a 9-game hit streak versus the White Sox. One of those guys who just always seems to hit the White Sox well since his debut in 2022. coming into play today. 63 career games versus the Sox. .313 batting average. Nasty pitch called, strike 3. How about a trip down on the farm? We check in with Brooke.
Well, Rock Chalowski had his second multi-hit game with the dash, but here's the unique part. He did it over 3 days. So take a look at this tweet from Winston-Salem. He had a hit Friday before the game was suspended. Another win play resumed Saturday, and then drew a walk today. So 1 game, 3 different days, and Chalowski reached base in all 3, guys.
Welcome to the pros, kid.
Lots of rain around the country.
Didn't it just seem like Rock Chalowski has it when we met him in the booth after he was drafted?
You know, I think maybe it's going to UCLA. Whatever it is, he got a lot of exposure and did a lot of interviews. You talk to the young man and realize that he was most likely wise beyond his years. Looks to me like he interviewed like a guy who probably had played pro ball for a few years now, and of course getting his first shot at it. But when you're 1-1, there's a little added pressure, but if anybody can absorb it, it appears that Chalowski would be that guy.
He certainly had that confidence as he was answering our questions, but at no point did it get into the arrogant phase, because all the reports we hear from the instruction he's received, asking a lot of questions. He's trying to pick the brains of the instructors right now. As this one on the ground to second, with Antonacci making the play for out number 2. And he really wants to know what the guys are doing at this level to have success. What is Murakami doing in his practice, in his routine? What did Vargas do to turn his career around?
And there was another question I think he was asking. I'm not sure if it was Jerry or somebody else high up in the organization, but they said if you had 1 sentence or so to tell us why we should take you, why would that be? Why we should make you a member of the Chicago White Sox organization? And he said, because you don't want to play against me.
Ooh, love that.
That's really good.
There's a little edge that's forming here in Chicago with guys like Antonacci, right? Who just play the game a little differently. And when they're on your team, you love them. Ground ball, sliding stop, Vargas to his feet, but unable to get the speedy Ramirez. What an effort at third.
Boy, that's about as good a play as you'll see at third base. And for Jose Ramirez, this probably typifies just about everything he does on the field. Miguel can't do it any better than that. And yet Ramirez beats it by half a step, and he's going with everything he has. There's 2 outs in the inning. They're down 3 late. And he's giving it everything he's got, which he does on every play. What a great play by Miguel. He almost got him at first base, which would have been a highlight reel play. And watch it again, and watch Ramirez. I mean, he realizes it's going to be bang bang at first base. And he gives you everything he's got every minute he's on that field.
For Vargas to throw a strike to first after getting up from his knees
and in foul territory.
Ooh. Fly ball right field as Brian Hudson. A nice job here. It is time to stretch in Chicago. White Sox a 5-2 lead over the Guardians.
Accidents happen.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 7th we go. White Sox a 3-run lead over Cleveland. All right, she's got the napkin laid out. She's all ready for her snack. As the kids are enjoying this effort from the White Sox. Colson Montgomery leading things off. One for 2 today, a 3-run home run in the 3rd. That's the difference so far, as Rhys Hoskins will enter this game defensively at first. Gets underneath this one, pops it up, stays in the infield. As Rocchio will make the catch, out number 1. It is time now for a message from Eagle River.
Get way out there. Eagle River, Wisconsin.
Seventh inning stretch is always a little more special with Nancy Faust leading the charge.
Anybody that can own and take care of and love a couple of burros is okay with me.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
It's just something about a baseball and an organ. Just kind of brings you back to being a kid. First time you heard one of your favorite songs. And she certainly has a gift.
Not many left around baseball.
No.
Southpaw having quite a time today. It's Kids Day at the ballpark, and there's a lot of them here.
Gaddis missing with that slider. As the count runs full here to Edgar Caro. Walks back in the 3rd and the 5th. Just looks like his swing is so much shorter, more compact now since getting called back up.
Well, I think what usually happens, John, is you start taking your walks and all of a sudden the hits start to fall. You're taking your walks, meaning you're seeing the ball well. You're not going outside the strike zone. And eventually, if you can hit, and Edgar's hit at every level he's ever been at. This was just, for him, he's hoping this is the illusion more than anything else.
(3-2). His 3rd walk today. How about that patience? Well, today volunteers are at Rate Field helping fans recycle right. Volunteers are collecting recyclable bottles, cans, cups, paper, and cardboard throughout the game. Remember, keep food, liquids, and plastic bags out of recycling. Together, we can make today's game more sustainable. Learn more at wm.com/recycleright. All right, foods, liquids, and plastic bags. Those are the no-nos to recycling.
Okay.
Keep them out.
Yeah, I wouldn't say recycling old food is a great idea.
Sometimes you get to that recycling bin and you just kind of panic. You don't really remember what's what.
That's an easy one. Yeah, leave a roast in your refrigerator for about 5 days and then open your refrigerator and you'll never forget not to recycle any food again.
Do you ever have a green thumb? Do you ever garden?
You know, I was going to, and then it involved dirt and digging. And I said, I don't know about that.
Because there are people like to compost.
Yeah, I'll take Chipotle, I guess. Let them do the digging.
Got his MJ jersey on. He's ready. Wow. Got his Antonacci jersey on.
And a souvenir
from Antonacci.
Now that is very nice.
3-2. Fly ball to left as Adele moving to his right. And that is out number 2. Well, there's no doubt we are seeing more and more fans pack here into Rate Field. First 21 games, we saw crowds averaging around 17,000 plus, but the last 36 home games coming into play today, over 28,000 fans the White Sox have averaged. It has been incredible to see this growing support.
Very good combination. A combination of schools out and the team is playing really good, solid baseball, especially here at the ballpark. I mean, when you're playing well at home and you have a lot of opportunity to come and see them, especially with so many giveaways, some really nice giveaways here.
The shoeless Joe Jackson bobblehead was the giveaway today. Ozzie Guillen retiring his number was last night.
Apparently lines were around the ballpark for Ozzie night last night.
As Acuna goes down swinging on that slider. After 7, White Sox a 5-2 lead over Cleveland.
Welcome to a special pop-up episode.
And yesterday, Ozzie Guillen night, and what a special night it was at the ballpark. Ozzie's number retired.
Packed house. I mean, it was standing room only as people could not wait to get inside and take on and soak up the ceremony, as no one will ever wear number 13 again here with the White Sox.
He's pretty much covered all the bases. Was a very good player here. Won a World Series as a manager and now does a lot of good work on radio and television as Jordan Hicks comes on for the 38th time, and things getting a whole lot better for him lately.
Five, 6, 7, and the Guardians line up to start this 8th inning with Joe Adele.
Tigers have won their ball game against the Giants. That game going into the 10th inning, and the Tigers on the road won it 3-1.
If you're joining us late, you missed the 2-hour and 23-minute rain delay that's halted this game heading into the 2nd inning. White Sox were trailing 2-1 at that point. And then Chicago exploding for 4 runs in the 3rd. And that's where we stand right now, 5-2. Jordan Hicks dials it up to 100 and gets the strikeout of Adele.
Tuesday on Chicago Sports Network, Miguel Vargas and the Sox begin a 3-game series against Ellie De La Cruz and the Reds. Stream this interleague showdown on CHSN app. Get started today at subscribe.chsn.com. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead.
Good sweeper, as Travis Bazzana was in swing mode there. This White Sox team has showed so much heart this year. Got beat up on the road in that tough series against the Red Sox and then lost in the opener of this one Friday night 8-2, a season-high 4-game losing streak, but bouncing back well last night with the win and another strong performance here to close out this series.
I think this is one of the characteristics of this Sox team this year, and that is resiliency, because at times when it looked to be very dark, they came through with some really good plays, a whole lot of offense at times, great penmanship at times, and all things considered, this has been a good solid year for the Sox. And the Reds will come to town after the off day tomorrow. One of the guys we won't see is Hunter Green, who has as good a stuff as probably anybody in baseball, but I think he's going to be lost for the year to an injury. And that's happened to him way too many times during the course of his very young career.
Popped up as Acuna will make the grab for out number 2. That Reds team, they were so hot the first few months of the season, but then they cooled off and kind of faded away from the mix.
Well, they're led by Ellie De La Cruz, who's just a wonderful player, and they've got some other good young hitters on the team, but like so many, that pitching staff that looked so bright last year, a whole lot of last year, not having quite as easy a road this year.
Well, one of the bright spots for the White Sox today, the major league debut of Hagen Smith. He came on after the rain delay. 3 strikeouts in his first inning of work in the second. Rocchio will shoot that one back up through the middle into center field. So a 2-out single and his first hit of the ball game.
And we'll take a look at the debut of Hagen Smith. It's good that he got this one out of the way, and that's a high fastball to Rocchio. He's down on strikes. Good low sweeper and a called third to Kwan. Second inning didn't go quite as well, as he did walk 3, but he got out of the inning without giving up a run.
Chopper up the middle as Acuna will step on the bag at second. Bottom of the 8th we go. White Sox looking to pad this lead.
At Toyota's national sales event, we've got a long...
And you're watching White Sox baseball.
It is time now for our Lerner and Rowe delivery of the game. Injured in Chicago, Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. And we take a look at that strikeout. Jordan Hicks, 100 miles per hour.
And Cade Smith comes on for the 50th time. He is their closer. ERA below 2.5. This is not when they want to use him, but with the off day tomorrow, you want to make sure that, especially that guy at the back end, has at least an inning under his belt, because the next time out it might be a safe situation.
She's got her arms folded. Fifth time that Brenton Doyle has led off an inning here today.
That probably is not a record, but it's close.
On the ground, it is Rocchio circling around it as Doyle is retired to start this frame.
Rocchio took a look at Ramirez and said, you know, you were crossing in front of me at straightaway shortstop. You can let a couple go. I got to get some assists. Moved right in front of him, and Rocchio has become a pretty good defender. Gets a throwaway.
It's like when you play pickleball with a new partner and the partner doesn't really know you that well yet, and they're just crossing over trying to take everything down them, and you're like, really?
Gotta let some go.
I can play too.
Let some go for the other guy.
Well, light showers have resumed here in Chicago.
Physical strike. Batter's challenging.
ABS is powered by T-Mobile as Murakami fires off a challenge.
Pitches a strike. Chicago has one challenge remaining.
And you got two this late in the game.
Nothing wrong with that. You might as well empty the bag.
It is amazing. Murakami has reached base in every single game since coming off the injured list. Even though his timing wasn't there when he first came back, he still had that good patience at the plate to get on. They will go down swinging here, out number 2 in the 8th.
Kind of interesting because you got bright sunshine in left field and it's pouring around home plate.
All right, tune in to Picks to Click in the post-game show with Chuck and Ozzy, presented by the Bob Lacurcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. Big fastball as Vargas swings through that one. I mean, it really is unbelievable. We're looking at sun in left field.
Yep.
And a dark cloud with rain over Vargas.
There it is. Unusual Chicago weather.
But if the White Sox can get out of here with a win, we'll wait here for as long as it takes. One ball, 2 strikes. As Vargas in the air to right field. DeLauder went back, now comes in. Sox need 3 more outs to take this series versus the Guardians. Come on back after this quick break. Welcome back. StatCast 3D is powered by Google Cloud. We take a look at these swing and misses from Hagen Smith in his outing today.
Well, he had 6 of them. The 4-seamer yielded 3, the cutter 2, and the slider 1. And eventually that straight change will be a good pitch for him. So Trevor Richards coming out to try to nail it down out for the 36th time. His ERA of 3.31. 3 outs to get.
The 7th White Sox pitcher used today. And when you have this lengthy delay with the rain, sometimes the battery goes dead and you have an issue with pitch clock.
Time now for your upcoming schedule presented by Toyota. Let's go places, and we're going to stay right here with the off day tomorrow. And then Cincinnati comes to town for 3. Then it's off to Detroit before coming back to town to face the Cubs in a 3-game series at Wrigley Field. Then Atlanta in that makeup game on the 20th. And then we see the red-hot New York Mets. They've been hot.
Isn't it wild that you can trade away your squad and then all of a sudden things change around?
They're scoring, 10 runs a game. Had they done that, they wouldn't have to trade away all those guys.
Pitch called the ball. Catcher's challenging.
Edgar Kara says, well, we still got 1 left. Might as well fire it off. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Pitches the ball. Chicago's out of challenges.
A little smirk from behind the mask of Caro. 2-0. Anel Hamal is 0 for 3 so far, batting in the 9 hole. We see how dependable Trevor Richards has become, as Will Venable going to him in this 9th inning to lock things down.
In a save situation.
3-2. Oh, did not miss by much. Ball 4.
We'll take another look at it.
Maybe caught a piece.
If you had a challenge, it would have been close.
So the lineup turns over to Stephen Kwan, who is 2 for 4. Two hits and 2 strikeouts looking today. Well, Venable looking on, hoping his guys can wrap up this series against the Guardians. As that one is spiked, and the wild pitch will allow him now to get to second. Richard still in the driver's seat. 1-2. With the rain starting to fall just a little harder now. Kwan in the air to right field as Montgomery makes the grab. First out here in the 9th. With this unpredictable weather, you do not want to mess around here in this 9th inning.
No. A very well prepared fan. This becomes a big out because there's no way you want to face Ramirez representing the tying run.
No, you do not. As DeLauder heading the count here 2-0. There he is, waiting on deck. And a 4-pitch walk, which means the tying run will come to the plate in the 9th.
Zach Bove going out to settle down Richards, who's in an unusual situation for him. He doesn't have many save opportunities, and walking the first hitter and 2 of 3 is not the way to go about it. So Zach with a nice conversation. Trevor cleaning off the glasses, and that's a man you didn't want to see representing the tying run.
Well, with those 2 walks, Steve, activity in the Sox bullpen.
Tanner McDougal. I don't think Will wanted to use today, but might not have any choice.
It would be his major league debut. But first, it's Jose Ramirez. 2 on, 1 out in the 9th inning.
River not getting too close on a lot of these pitches.
That is 5 straight he has missed.
Ooh, that got a good piece of Edgar. Alex Tosi gives him a minute. That's a good change. That got all of Edgar.
Game on the line in the 9th. 1-1 to Ramirez. A generous call there. Strike 2.
Kind of happy Ramirez didn't tap the helmet.
Guardians have both their challenges remaining. 2-2. And that one will get past after another one spiked. Both runners will move into scoring position. The second wild pitch thrown by Richards here in the 9th is 3-2. In the air to center field, it is Doyle with a beat on it. Makes the catch. His throw to third. As the runner will tag and score. It's now a 5-3 White Sox lead. But that's out number 2.
Throws a fastball on the outer third. Fortunately, Ramirez does not get all of it. Well, now the tying run and Rhys Hoskins, who came into the game late.
The 31,263 who have stuck it out through the rain delay, rising to their feet. Hoskins in the air to right center field. As Braden Montgomery with the grab, and that's going to do it. The White Sox with a 5-3 win over the Guardians, and they will take this series 2-1.
This was a tough and tight one all the way. The Sox take 2 of 3. And you can see the Tigers move into second place. 3.5 games back, 4 back in the loss column. And the Guardians, losers of 2 of 3, will go on to fight another day. Off day tomorrow. Everybody can use it, especially this bullpen. And we will see you when Cincinnati comes to town.
All right, good stuff today. Thank you, everybody, for sticking it out with us here on this Sunday afternoon. Once again, the White Sox a winner, 5-3 over Cleveland to take this series. For Brooke Fletcher, Steve Stone, I'm John Schriffen. Coming up after the break, keep it locked in. White Sox postgame live presented by Yingling.
White Sox baseball on Chicago Sports Network is brought to you in part by Lexus. Experience amazing. Steinhafels, Chicagoland's furniture and mattress leader. Wintrust. Different approach, better results. That's Wintrust. Visit wintrust.com/here to learn more. And by Bet365, where winning is everything. Go White Sox.
Colson Montgomery, back it goes! Go! A 3-run shot. As Colson Montgomery gives the Sox the first lead of the day.
Down 2-0, the White Sox come back and they beat the Rain and the Guardians. Colson Montgomery with the big blast, and after losing the first game of this series, White Sox take 2 of 3 against their AL Central rivals. It is White Sox postgame live presented by Yingling Flight, next generation of light beer. In for Ozzie Guillen, it is former White Sox outfielder B.A., Brian Anderson. Long day for everybody here, but a great day for the Sox. They get the win here today. What stands out for you?
Well, everyone's earning their paycheck today. You got to see if you love baseball, including the fans. But what stuck out to me is that the White Sox came out of the gate after that long rain delay, and they didn't give up, right? I mean, they came out with some fire. They wanted to get that win. Each one of these wins is so important in the division. So to just roll over would be a huge mistake down the stretch, especially later in the year, this last month or so for the season.
All right, so back in spring training, I made a bold prediction. This prediction of mine, I can't believe I did it. I sound very, very smart. I said that the White Sox were going to have a winning record in the American League Central. And this was after they had gone, I got it right here, 18-34 against the Central last season. And now, with this win here today, they are 20-13 against the AL Central. They've got a new team in second place now in the Detroit Tigers. Your thoughts on what they're doing against the AL Central this year versus past years?
You know, I love that they're riding the momentum, but the team that has me most concerned is right on their coattails here is the Detroit Tigers. I mean, they're coming in hot. I think down the stretch, the Detroit Tigers are going to be the White Sox and Tigers. But again, the White Sox are red hot right now. I don't think any team in baseball wants to play them. Yeah, well, listen, the Tigers went 6-22 in May. 6-22 in May. Since then, since June 1st, they're 36-22. And now they're without Tarek Skubal, and they're without Casey Mize. They just took 2 of 3 against the Giants. They are here next weekend. That's going to be a big series. Yeah, it's going to be big. Hopefully Ozzy's sick or pulls a hamstring so I can come join you one of those days. But sorry,
you're
Ozzy.
welcome anytime,
yeah.
B.A.
Yeah, but again, this is just going to be so much fun for us. It's fun for us in the booth. It's fun for us in the studio. But more importantly, it's fun for the fans as well, man. They earned this. The last couple of years has been tough. It's been strenuous on the heart.
Yes.
But I think the fans have earned this. But these guys are firing on all cylinders and having a great time doing it.
Yeah, the Sox have won 15 of 19 here at Wright Field against the American League Central. So that is really good. And so we'll see how this thing is going to play out. But, I mean, this is a 4-team race. But my feeling when you look at this, for the White Sox, if they just go on a tear for a week and a half, they could win this division.
Yeah,
I'm not talking in this division. You see how everyone's just playing 500. If you win 8 of 10, 10 of 12, you're going to have a huge lead, and you have a chance to win this thing.
Yeah, and I think they've recognized, too, that the division, although close, these teams aren't playing bad. Like Minnesota and Cleveland, they just did a good job taking the series against Cleveland. But we were watching Minnesota on TV. They were playing really tough as well, too. So I don't think they're going anywhere. This is going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, it'll come down to the wire. I was trying to say, hey, maybe by September 15th there's a 12-game lead. No, it's not going to happen. This is going to be down to the wire. What am I thinking? All right, let's talk about what happened here today. So Davis Martin started this game, and we're going to talk about Davis later in the show. Gives up 2 runs, and then all of a sudden a 2.5-hour rain delay, and then out of nowhere, here's Hagen Smith, and what a way to make your Major League debut coming out of a rain delay.
Hey, I was lucky enough to go sit next to Chris Getz and watch him go, and Chris was locked in watching this youngster pitch. But ideally, do you want the young man to come in and 3 strikeouts and 3 walks? No, but right off the jump, getting the first strikeout out of the way, as his career progresses, you're going to really have to cut down on those walks because some of these better Major League hitters are going to make you throw strikes. In fact, this might be a guy that they start taking first pitch strike just to see if he's got back-to-back strikes in him.
That's a great point. He was our difference maker of the game, sponsored by St. Xavier University. So in that first inning, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. And the thing with him, I mean, they moved him from the starting rotation to the bullpen because, he basically doesn't get a lot of contact. He either strikes guys out or walks guys, and we saw that more in the second inning. He had trouble finding the plate. He had 3 walks. So what was the difference for you, first inning for him and his second inning?
Well, I just think that a lot of these Major League hitters, especially with the scouting reports they have, they're not just going to swing all willy-nilly at pitches out of the zone, right? They're going to make you earn it. And some of those better or professional hitters like Jose Ramirez, he might take a pitch. He might make you throw an off-speed pitch for a strike. He might take till he gets 2 strikes because Hagen Smith's got to go out there and say, I can fire 2 or 3 fastballs for strikes in a row or off-speed pitches.
Yeah, so you see the walks, obviously, but then you see the swing and miss when he does control the zone, and you see the potential for what he can do up here.
I mean, it's nasty, Chuck. I'll tell you that much.
All right, so this is his second inning, and that was with the bases loaded and 2 outs. We're having a whole different game if Vargas doesn't catch that.
Yeah, soft line drive in the books, right? That's all. But you know what? You got to take that as an organization. This is your big time guy. You've been waiting for a couple years. You've been nurturing him along with some injuries and stuff. So if you're going to tell me 2 scoreless innings with 3 punch-outs, I'll take that all day.
All right, this is a magical season. I'm just calling it that, whether this season ends in the playoffs or not, because you are not supposed to have 14 players make their major league debuts and be in first place. Now, some of these guys, yeah, Jedison Paez hasn't been much a part of this season, but Murakami and Noah Schultz, Antonacci, Nishida when he came up here, Jacob Gonzalez, Braden Montgomery, Hagen Smith today. We got Tanner McDougal was warming up in the 9th inning. He's going to be number 15. This is the most in the majors for major league debuts in one season.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Ozzie used to have that conversation with us in spring training, right? Some of those younger guys like, yeah, I'll probably start in Double-A. But this truly is a position that, Will Venables probably told his team in the spring, said, guys, if you're healthy and you're making an impact and you're playing the game the right way, you have an opportunity to come up to the big leagues and help us. And what a great year to come up and make an impact, right? First place team. It's not like they're in the cellar. They're in there, and they may go to win the division.
Yeah, and then there's so many guys who aren't making their major league debuts this year, but they did last year, like Colson Montgomery and Sam Antonacci, not Sam Antonacci, Chase Mydroth. There we go. So it's just interesting to see how they're able to do this, and they are learning as a team how to stay in first place for a long time, and the next is win this division despite how much or lack of experience that they have in the major leagues. All right, Randall Grichuk. Ozzie calls him RoboCop. What do you think about his swing?
Hey, man. It's not textbook. Ted Williams right now would not be going like, that's the guy. But I'll tell you what, he's one of those guys where if there's men on base and it's a key situation, especially, with a high-pressure situation, he's the type of guy I want up there. He does not care. He's been doing it for a long time. He's made pitchers pay.
Yep.
If you're got nasty stuff, I hope you don't throw it in his bat path because it's not coming back.
All right, so after the rain delay, the Sox are down 2-1. Here it is, bottom of the third. Bam! Nice double down the line. That ties the game at 2. And this is a nice little battle. Vargas, my pick to click. Grichuk, your pick to click. And they both take part in this play.
Yeah, one thing about Grichuk, too, he's got some Manny Ramirez in him. Manny Ramirez was notorious for setting up pitchers by not looking great or swinging a little bit late or looking really dumb on maybe a swing here or there and then whack down the line for an RBI double. I mean, he's going to make a guy pay if you make the same mistake twice.
All right, so that tied the game, but they wanted more and they would get more. Colson Montgomery, when he hits a home run, this is something for you to think about going forward this season. When he hits a home run, there's a very, very good chance the White Sox are going to win the game. 20 of his 26 home runs have come in White Sox victories, and 2 batters later, a 3-run homer to give the White Sox a 5-2 lead. This was the difference in the game. Our Yingling Flight play of the game. What do you see here from Colson in this situation?
Man, I really hope this kid at some point in the near future here realizes how much power he has. I think he is just scratching the surface on how great of a hitter he could be average-wise and collecting base hits. I think he's much, much more than just a power hitter. I think he's going to be a 275, 300 when it's all said and done. But again, he just keeps hammering balls to right field. And all these home runs, they're not wall scrapers either. They're not meaningless home runs. These home runs are making an impact.
All right. Colson is with Brooke Fletcher down in the field after this big win for the Sox here today.
Colson, after nearly a 2.5-hour rain delay, you guys didn't miss a beat, putting up 4 runs there in the third. I'm curious, what are you guys doing in the clubhouse just to make sure you guys stay ready?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, you come out slow over rain delay, it kind of hurts you. But, we all kind of stayed pretty much locked in. We were, getting our work in the cage and stuff. So, I don't know, we just treated it like a whole new ball game, 0-0.
Your 3-run shot was all that this group needed coming out of the delay there. Take me through that at bat and what you were looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like I was late on a lot of pitches, today, yesterday and stuff. So, one of my biggest things is I was just trying to be extremely early and just kind of let my, ability take over and kind of just got to pitch over the plate.
Hagen Smith making his debut. What did you see from him on the mound?
Yeah, he was electric. He came out here and he did, he did what he needed to do. He came out here and got us outs, especially with how this series has gone and, the past series with the bullpen, kind of being shot. So I'm excited for him and McDougal.
You talk about this series and just how tough it has been this season, but this finishes a 13-game stretch versus playoff caliber teams. What did this run teach this group about itself?
It's just one of those things that, yeah, it's August, but, these games matter. We don't want to be looking back at the end of September and being like, well, we should have taken those games maybe a little more seriously. So we're just treating every game, whoever it is, division, non-division, like a playoff game.
Colson, appreciate you.
Thank you.
That's right. This was a tough schedule, and Yankees and Red Sox and the Astros, even if you go back, they're now a first-place team, and then here. So they've done a good job. What did you think about what Colson was saying there about, like, he knew he wasn't, like, feeling great at the plate, so you have to make an adjustment, and the adjustment led to a home run. Well,
I love what he said there, too. He said, I felt like I was late on everything, and sometimes being early is being on time. A guy like him, especially a big power hitter, I think when you're caught in between, that's where he gets in trouble, making, chasing pitches up in the zone late, making bad swing decisions. But, man, if he's on time, which means he gets that pull side gap, he's very, very dangerous. He's tough to beat.
All right, going to break here on White Sox Postgame Live. When we come back, we are going to hear from, I believe, Hagen Smith, maybe even Davis Martin, and talk about Hagen's debut and what his role will be going forward for this White Sox team. That and more on the way. White Sox win. They've got a nice little cushion in the AL Central after taking 2 of 3, and now we have a new second-place team in the Tigers.